So I know a lot of people have not heard about the Sarah Grace Patrick case yet. I was in a live yesterday. I was in Ethan Levin Live's live, True Crime Ethan, and he was talking about this case. I had heard about it previously when I was on a panel because they were mentioning how she was reaching out to true crime creators, trying to get them to make content on the murder of her parents, saying that she had special inside information. I'm looking for paperwork. So I've not been able to find the arrest report yet. I found the arrest affidavits, but nothing with the crime. I may have to call up there and ask for the report and pay for it. But if anybody has it, DM me. So this is another one of those cases that falls right into my niche. Crimes against children, crimes against the parents, and then they have support, massive amounts of support from the family. Let me ask you something. So if this was your grandchild, would you be sleeping with one eye open if they were sleeping in your house? So this is Kristen Brock, 41 years old at the time. This is James Brock, who's 45 years old at the time. That is the biological mother of the suspect, Sarah, and that is the stepdad. Now, on February 20th, 2025, their 5-year-old daughter came and found the parents deceased in the bed from alleged GUN shot wounds. The younger sister then told the older sister, picture below, Sarah Grace Patrick, that their parents were unresponsive. Sarah then calls 911. This was immediately classified as a double homicide. There was no evidence of forced entry, and the murder weapon was missing. Both parents were found deceased in their bed from multiple GUN shot wounds, eerily similar to the Dee Dee Blanchard case. They were taken out while they were sleeping, when they were most susceptible to a heinous crime like this. Sarah was only 16 years old at the time. Now, James and Kristen were very active members in the community over in Carroll County. They were members of a church, and they had a blended family of 7 children. Sources are saying that prior to the crime, Sarah was a normal teenager. She did like to make TikTok. She was active on social media, and she was recognized as a difference maker at her church's youth ministry and graduated high school early at 16. There was also no documented history of behavioral issues or violence. Previous court filings from 2018 show that the family did have a history of instability. So this is Sarah's biological father, Daniel Patrick, and apparently he had issues with drug abuse, prescription drug abuse. In 2022, a temporary protective order was put in place by James against Kristen, alleging that Kristen had drove her car into a barn while he was still inside of that barn. That was later dropped by James, and then they got married in 2023. After the double homicide occurred, people started questioning Sarah's behavior. Not only her behavior online, but her behavior in person. Let me show you her speech that she did at her parents' funeral.
You do not know me. My name is Sarah, and I'm Kristen Brock's daughter and James Brock's stepdaughter. This isn't easy, and I don't know if I need to do this all the time, but I'm really happy I get to do this, but just bear with me because I stutter a lot. I just wanted to say goodbye to my mom and Jamie since we never got the chance to. I was so used to you guys always being here to the point that I never once thought to imagine y'all not being here. I didn't have a single clue how much I needed y'all until now. For James, thank you for all the life lessons you taught me and for being the best bonus dad ever. Your heart will finally be healed in heaven and neither of y'all will be in any pain anymore. Although that gives me so much comfort, your fight was not supposed to end there. And for my mother, everything we went through does not define what kind of person or what kind of mother you were. You were a beautiful, kind soul with so much gratitude and so gosh dang strong. And you taught me so many life lessons, and some that you just recently told me was through the letter you sent to James in 2018. When I first read it, I smiled and I cried, and I got chill bumps. But every single time I read it, it puts me to a lot of peace. So I thought I would share it. May 23rd, 2018, Deuteronomy 6:5. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. The wrong one will find you in peace and leave you in pieces, but the right one will find you in pieces and lead you in peace. We can't always choose the music that life plays for us, but you can choose how we dance to it. She was always dancing to her own beat, LOL. And keep in mind, she wrote that herself. Eventually, all the pieces fall into place, but until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moment, and know that everything happens for a reason. can choose to let it define me, confine me, refine me, outshine me, or I can choose to move on and leave it behind me. Always, Kristen Brock. Considering that gave me so much closure, I want to remember them for who they were and not what happened to them, and be happy for the time we got to spend together and not sad about the time that we don't. I may always and will always be her sunshine, but she will always be my star from up above. And I know at nighttime I can go and look at Mama and Jamie in the sky, and gladly they will save me a seat in heaven like they saved for me. I'm sorry. Gladly they will save a seat for me in heaven like they saved a seat for me in this very church. Although there's nothing we can do to bring them back, we still have control over how we treat people with us today. Therefore, when someone tries to tell you anything, no matter how important it could be, just listen, because you never know when it's somebody's time to go. You can say goodnight and wake up a few hours just to find out they aren't there, despite their joy and their love. So just listen, and never take a hug or anyone or anything for granted, and love with all that you have in you like they did. And lastly, by not taking people for granted, I want to thank my family, also known as my Cata fam, my grandparents, my siblings, Julie, Johnny, Jaden, Jojo, Trent, Tristan, Ashley, and Jesse for helping me get through my worst nightmare. And last but not least, I want to thank Tasha, Bree, Nate, Lane, Kimberly Hayes, Kim Bowling, Katie, and most of all, my father, Angie, and Ben for making such a big difference. Jamie and Mama would have thanked y'all too. I love you guys, and so do I. And so do they. I'm sorry.
Prosecutors have said that they have mountains of digital and physical evidence out for her arrest. Sarah Grace Patrick turned herself in. Said to be a significant digital trail in the weeks following the murders. And I feel like that's what happens. Like they commit, not to mention the fact that she was reaching out to true crime creators anonymously. I mean, that's a huge red flag. Let's look at some of the TikToks that she was posting. Now, Sarah's defense truly believes that a lot of the evidence is circumstantial, especially because they didn't have the murder weapon. I don't know if they have it now, you guys. I'm kind of going back to the beginning and then we'll progress on. I'm definitely going to have to do a part 2. Now, there was also a motion in limine, which basically means in the beginning, preliminary, for the things that the defense wants to keep out in regards to this case. So all comments related to the defendant texting or having smex with other guys or any reference to the defendant's alleged smexual behavior or promiscuity. All videos, posts, or pictures depicting or alluding to smexual behavior by the defendant. And then all comments related to the defendant's illicit rug use or hiding of rugs or rug paraphernalia. Well, that's odd. I mean, obviously, all those things go to show what kind of character this individual has. So I can fully understand why they would want to keep that out. And I fully understand why they would want that in. Now, the trial was pushed out until August. There was a recent bond hearing, but I'm going to have to make a part 2. I'll probably make the part 2 tomorrow. Now, I'm very concerned when it comes to our youth and the bigger picture. Did social media play a role in what happened? Did seeing people like Gypsy Rose Blanchard do minimal time, come out of prison, and become this famous type individual, reality TV wannabe author star, is that what she was reaching for in all this? Knowing that the family has now signed media contracts of upwards of $100,000, I would say yes. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, follow, reshare, and comment to keep this conversation going. Do you think having these criminals be celebrated like this on the internet is impacting our youth?